Hello and welcome to those of you who are doing the Transformation Challenge. And I just wanted to give you a little exercise to do with regards to the values, because that's what we've been looking at for the past few weeks as you work your way through the exercises. So the invitation with this one, and it may be one that is better suited to a weekend, or depending on how you structure your week, a point where you have a little bit of breathing space and a little bit of time to be creative and expansive. So what we're going to be doing now, you will know if you've been going through the program that we have started looking at we did the values elicitation, and we started with health and well-being. So it could be that you choose one of the values from there. However, if you've gotten to the stage where you're starting to look at the wider values, we talked about also the concept, if you like, of the wheel of life. So it could be that you've started to look at your wheel of life as well, and you can choose from any area. So the way that it will work is this. You are going to be thinking about your values, and that you're going to have a bit of a stretch. So you might look at your values and you might say, okay, what's important to me in life overall? And you might say, well, I love travel, I love exploring. The invitation here is to start doing that, or to bring aspects of it into your life. And I'm going to use the example of travel because I might say one of my values is, travel, exploration, seeing the world. And I'm sat right here in Watford on a slightly grey, but I believe quite warm. I think it's 17 or 18 degrees out there today. And but it's windy. So I'm not going to be ending up in the Bahamas today unless something miraculous happens. However, rather than allowing yourself, because one of the things that tends to happen, people will allow themselves to be constrained by their particular set of circumstances and what's going on around them in terms of their environment, or even the people that they are surrounded by. So I can say, well, yeah, but I'm in Watford, and just kind of cancel out that thought. So notice where that might creep in. One of the other things is people are often constrained, and this is where it really gets interesting. We're going to be getting into this as we start looking at the emotional and mental health and well-being aspect of the 12-month transformation program. Of course, we're going to be doing the energy clearing, the HUNA, the access consciousness, some of the other modalities that I use. People are often constrained by their own mind, their own brain, their own thinking. What in therapeutic terms we call the limiting beliefs, the negative emotions, and all of those things that can weigh you down. And the limiting beliefs will show up in terms of the ways that I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, I'm not worthy, it's not possible. So, and I always think of that I am possible quote. I think it was Audrey Hepburn that it was attributed to. But just notice also where you are constraining yourself, where there may not even be any external factors, outside forces, environmental things that are getting in the way, but you're doing this to yourself. So the invitation with this particular one, as we do it today, is, I can hear the song in my head now as I say it, free your mind, is to free your mind and brain and let your imagination soar. It's almost like there's going to be a parallel version of you. So I found quite a nice, this was an image I created for something else, but I thought it was quite apt for what we're talking about here today. And you're going to be kind of doing a bit, and actually that might be a good point. It might be a good idea for us to do a future life progression session at some point during the program as well. Note to self, and somebody I'm sure will watch this and remind me, go, hey, when are we doing it? So, but it's that whole thing about, you're going to say, okay, I love doing this. It's high on my values because we've done the thing where we've looked at the values elicitation. You've had a few exercises to really hone that down, start looking at the top 10, then we're coming into the top 3, the top 5. So look at everything you've got and say, what would I love to do? Even if I'm not in a physical position to do it right now, choose one that is a bit of a stretch, and then we're going to break it down a bit using the power of your mind, the power of your imagination. So let's come back to the travel example. So let's just say this is a picture that I created earlier. I actually took this one near where I live. I actually think it's beautiful. It could be that, yeah, I'm not going to be traveling today far afield, long haul. However, as a starter for 10, you could do a search and just type in travel blogger or travel vlogger, VLOGGER, and follow someone's travel journey. I remember a few years ago, there was someone that I knew who really enjoyed cycling, and they would often cycle across Europe. And they had this app where it showed you exactly where they were on a map. And then there were little instances where, you know, you could then go, oh, where's that? And then I would go and Google where that place is and have a look and go, wow, that's amazing. So there are so many wonderful things you can do. It could also be, and I haven't searched for this yet, but this will be part of the fun of it, is seeing what you can find. It hasn't really taken off in the way, I'm sure it will at some point, but you know, the whole sort of 3D imaging trend, etc. You have to have special cameras and software to do it, which I think is probably why it hasn't taken off in a massive way. But you could maybe search for anyone who's maybe been out there taking 3D photos, so you almost get that expansive look into it. And it could even be that you just simply go to YouTube, type in a country that you would really love to visit, or a place that you'd love to go, or a scene or an artifact you think, oh, I'd love to, I don't know, go and see the pyramids, for example. Type that into YouTube and just see what it serves up to you. And it's probably going to give you hundreds. And then you just choose a couple depending on your time scale. Let's say you've only got 20 minutes, then choose a 10-minute video, or watch the first 10 minutes and save it. But choose something to kind of, and what we're asking you to do here is imagine yourself, you're getting ready to go to that place, you're getting ready to visit that area, wherever it is, and it's almost like you're doing the reconnaissance before you go and going, oh, that's amazing, oh, that's fantastic, wow, I didn't know that. So maybe even challenge yourself. You want to find one fact, figure, piece of information about this place that you didn't know before you started this particular exercise. So just have fun with it, just have fun with it. Go with the flow. Now, for those of you who are joining me next week, if you're watching this in real time, I'm doing the Genius Code workshop. We are going to be doing some live, it's called image streaming. Seriously mind-blowing, and it takes it another step further in terms of opening the mind, breaking down those barriers, because this is about tapping into and accessing more of your genius potential. So if you are doing that with me next week, I would suggest that you know, we're going to do various iterations of it, but even if you don't do it during the workshop, do it after the workshop, and use the image streaming process to do what I've just been talking about with the values, because I think it will blow your mind in terms of what you come up with. And you'll probably also find that there are some new resources that you tap into as well, which is part of the image streaming process. So have fun with this one. Enjoy playing with the values. For those of you who are like, what are you talking about? I'm doing it on this platform here because it's a nice way to very quickly show slides and be interactive. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's going along the ticker tape bit.ly/coaching-prog, PROG-12-months, and bit.ly, bit.ly. You can find out more there. But it's a 12-month e-coaching program where every couple of days you get an e-coaching exercise or a process, or, you know, where we're working our way around the wheel of life at the moment. So we've just started, we're just finishing off with the first of the values, which is health and well-being. And then we're going to transition into other things as well. So you can check it out there. You can start at any time, because you'll just go into the sequence. So you won't be doing it at the same time as everyone who started a couple of weeks ago, but you'll get those sequence of events. So what they call an automation in email terms. And then we do a live group coaching session every single month. So I'm just about to send out the date for the next one. That's going to be in a couple of weeks from now, on that Wednesday afternoon. Well, it's late afternoon for me, morning for those of you in the United States. So I'll be emailing that out as well over the next day or so. So yes, enjoy this little play with the values elicitation. Use it as a process to really expand your mind. And then you're just doing this for the fun of it. And then I just say, look, notice what you notice. After you've played with the energy of that, just notice what else shows up, because it can be really, really fascinating. This is where we start tapping into the whole piece around synchronicity and kicking that energetic vibe into gear. So enjoy. Let me know how you get on. And remember, if you've got any questions, if you've got any queries for the live coaching session, particularly if you can't make it live, use the form. The form is anonymous, so you can just kind of fill that in with any questions, anything you wanted to share, and I will cover those questions during the live so that your questions are always answered, even if you can't make it there. And of course, you get the replay recording afterwards. So catch you all later. Any further questions or queries, head on over to my main website, transformationstm.com. That's TRANCE, F for Freddie, so FORMATIONS. TM as in trademark, so transformationstm.com. Click the red watch new button at the top of the screen. A panel will slide out, and that's where you see forthcoming events, etc. You probably have to scroll a little bit for information about this transformation program, because I launched it a few weeks ago. But what I'll probably do at some stage is just put another quick refresher in there as well. Cool. Well, enjoy the exercise. Let me know how you get on, and keep an eye on your email inbox for the next of the Transformation Challenge programs. Catch you later.